another video on Negronis. So I was watching something the other week, and they were making a Negroni, but instead of gin, they were using Prosecco. So I kind of thought, ooh, quite like might have a go at that, and I kind of thought it would be a little bit like an Aperol Spritz, but just a little bit more bitter, because Aperol's kind of a little bit sweet, and Campari's a little bit bitter. There we go. So, and I haven't bought Prosecco, I've bought Cava, because I'm not really a fan of Prosecco. It's just fizzy wine, isn't it? Well, it's just wine that's just been carbonated, whereas something like Cava's actually made like champagne's made. So I'm a much more fan of Cava, and it's a little bit cheaper, and I think it's nicer, if I'm honest. So I'm going to do it with Cava. And then I remember years ago, I was out in a bar, and I was chatting to a girl who'd ordered a Aperol Spritz, and she said that they were nice, but what you really need to do was add a shot of gin to it, just to kind of lift it just that little bit. So I'm going to do it two ways. I'm going to do it one part Cava, vermouth and Campari. So that's going to be in this measure. I'll do the Cava at the last, and then I'm going to do it like a Negroni, but then add it to some Cava. So I'm going to do it that way. So I'm going to do it two ways. So we want 2 shots of Campari in there, because 1 shot's not good enough, is it? No. And then 2 shots of vermouth, and then 2 shots of Cava, which I don't think will be enough, actually. I don't think will be enough. And then over ice with a slice of what we call it, of thingamajig in there. And then what we're going to do? What kind of ratios are we going to do for the Negroni with a little bit of Cava in it? Are we going to do? I think we should do. This is, I had this made up a couple of nights ago. So this is just a Negroni mix, which I had. Let's do 3. Is that 3 or has that gone up to 4? 3. No, so let's do half Cava, half Negroni mix. So that's 3 shots in that. So let's do up to 6, which I think will be about right. You can always add a little bit more, and then we'll give it a try. Probably should have made it a bit quicker. And then we'll see which one we like. So this is the Negroni made with no gin, which will be nice. That needs more Cava in it. That needs more fizz in it, does that? That needs another 2 shots. Yeah, I think they need more. That was nice. That was nice. That one needs another. Right, so that needs another couple of. So what was it? 2 shots of each. It needs another 2 shots of Cava in it, I think. Or Prosecco, whichever you want to call it. Give that a dilly dally round. Yeah, it needs double the amount of Prosecco stroke Cava or champagne or a Cremant to the Campari and vermouth. That's what that needs. And how's this one? I think this, you know. Yeah, that was nicer though. That was nicer. I don't think it needs the gin, but I think you need double the amount of Cava to what we call it, to the vermouth and the Campari. So 1 part Campari, 1 part vermouth, 2 parts Cava stroke Prosecco, I think. Yeah, and then that's much more refreshing rather than rich, because I think there's always when Negronis, they're really kind of quite rich. So if you're going to add something fizzy to water it down, I think it becomes fresher, and I'd much prefer that to a Aperol Spritz. But there we go. That's nice. I'm going to enjoy those. I'll probably add a little bit more Cava though, just for a little bit more fizz. But yeah, they're nice. That works. Yeah, and certainly if you're not a fan of a, where's the lid to that? If you're not a fan, I'll put them on. If you're not a fan of an Aperol Spritz, try it with a Negroni instead.